and the omnibus. So I was forced into the Archers when I was a child. And look, it's come back to bite me later on.
I'm awash with the stuff.
The Archers is the world's longest-running radio show, with more than 15,000 episodes broadcast. Despite being a rural flavour show, The Archers is recorded in the heart of the UK's second-largest city, Birmingham.
You're listening to Tuesday's episode of The Archers from BBC Radio 4.
Eddie, you promised me you'd get this barn cleared.
Oh, things just kept getting in the way.
Oh.
You know how it is, always something else more urgent to do.
Well, this is urgent now. You saw Miles' email. Clear it by the end of the week, else he'll chuck the lot.
Yeah, and charge us for the pleasure.
Oh, he's got a cheek, hasn't he?
He just wants it done, I suppose.
But there was no need for him to be quite so shirty.
Yeah, that's just his personality.
True. How are we going to get this barn emptied by Friday, Eddie? We're already rushed off our feet with the turkeys. We thought George would be taking this on this year, didn't we? But obviously...
Yeah, that's not happening.
Our Edward said he'd pitch in, but he and Emma have got so much on their plate. I don't like to ask.
Oh, we'll manage one way or another.
But look at all this junk. How many trips will it take, do you think?
Trips?
To the tip.
Hold your horses, Clary.
Why? What's that look for, Eddie?
We don't want to be too hasty getting rid. I reckon we could still make a bit of money off some of this. It's good stuff.
Good stuff. It's bits of old metal and broken chairs.
Yeah, exactly. People are always after stuff like this for their DIY projects. Look, you see this old bench? Bit of treatment to remove the rust, coat of paint, and it'll be as good as new.
But you ain't got the time to be upcycling. Not to mention the skills. You ain't no Fallon.
Oh, not me, the customers. They'll be glad of a bargain, see, knowing they can give it a new lease of life.
I'm not sure. I can't see folks round here getting excited about tat from Eddie Grundy's barn.
Oh, I ain't talking about folk round here. I'm setting my sights further afield, a new customer base.
Oh, how are you going to find these customers before the weekend?
How does anyone find anything these days? The internet.
Are you sure you don't want anything to eat?
No, I'm fine. I'm a farmer. We've already had 2 breakfasts by 9 o'clock. Better get back soon anyway.
You don't mind if I order something? I didn't like to impose on Alistair and Jim.
I thought you and Kate were staying at the yurts.
That was a one-night-only situation.
Oh, I see. But no, you go ahead. So, go on. You were telling me about this online forum you found.
Oh, yeah. I had no idea how widespread this is. It's happened to loads of people. Scammers make fake listings on perfectly legitimate sites like boursetshebreaks.com using fake photos. It's a big problem.
It's a crime, isn't what it is. We should talk to Harrison.
You know, I've left him a message, but to be honest, I'm not holding out much hope. All the people on the forums said that they got absolutely nowhere with the police. Apparently, there's very little they can do.
Surely they can trace people using their IP addresses. Aren't they supposed to be unique to each computer? But then they can arrest them.
I think the perpetrators are cleverer than that. It's impossible to trace. Chuck, the American staying at my place, has managed to get hold of someone from the website. He said they were very sympathetic, but they offered nothing in the way of actual help.
What? So there's nothing anyone can do?
Well, no. I did find one post from this woman in the Cotswolds. The exact same thing happened to her. Her house had been listed on a booking site with fake images, people turning up at the door with suitcases.
Right.
So she reverse searched the images and found the house.
Very clever. And?
I don't know. She never returned to the forum to say what happened next.
Oh.
But I thought it was worth a go, so I did the same thing with our fake listing.
A reverse image search?
Yeah. It's in Penny Hassett. The photos are from when it was on the market a while ago.
Wow. Right. So what's next?
I'm going to go there, of course. Well, come with me if you like.
What, now? I'm a bit pushed for time. I want to check the winter housing. The weather's turning and the cows will be in soon.
Well, what about later? I can probably get away for 4:30.
Oh, I don't know, Jacob. I mean, those photos could just have been lifted off the internet. We might trail over there only to find they're just as in the dark as we are.
Or we might not. And what's the alternative? Do nothing and wait for the next set of confused and disgruntled holidaymakers to turn up?
Excuse me, you can't park here. Not unless you want to be trampled by a herd of cattle. We'll be coming through any minute now.
Could you stop shouting, please? We're trying to sleep.
Sleep?
Could you possibly keep your voice down? If those two get woken up before 10, my life won't be worth living. And they're in enough of a mood with me already.
You've been sleeping in the car? That's...
Not ideal, I know. But we don't have much choice.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm not homeless, if that's what you mean. I mean, yes, my entire life's a mess, and my holiday here has gone to hell in a handcart, but I'm okay. Thank you for asking.
I see. You're the person who booked the non-existent Brookfield holiday cottage.
How do you know about that?
Well, Brookfield's our farm. I believe you met my wife yesterday?
Yep, briefly.
Well, you can't sleep in the car, especially not with kids.
Well, like I said, I don't have much choice, but don't worry, we'll move on from here.
Look, why don't you come back to Brookfield with me? I'm sure we can work something out.
I ran into Jacob in the tea room. He was telling me... Oh, hello again.
Hi.
I found Ellie and her kids sleeping in their car just down the lane.
No.
Oh, we're fine, really.
The girls are inside with Mum. She's doing them some breakfast.
Look, this is all really lovely of you, but honestly, I'll sort it.
But we can't let you sleep in the car. It's not safe apart from anything else.
David's right. I feel awful now.
Well, don't, please. We're fine.
Look, there's a B&B in Darrington that might have some space. I could give them a call if you like.
No, thanks. I can't afford to book somewhere else. The mythical holiday cottage cost the best part of 400 quid, so...
Can't you just go home? I mean, I know it's a shame to have lost the holiday, but surely that's better than sleeping in your car.
Yeah, and then hopefully you'll get your money back and you could rebook.
Going home isn't an option. Not till Friday. But honestly, this really isn't your problem.
Calm down, you lot. There's enough to go round. Oi, it's not all for you, greedy guts. It's to share. That's it.
You'll never guess what I found in the barn.
2 dozen hungry turkeys?
The other barn.
I was dropping a hint, Eddie. While you're playing at being Lovejoy, I'm running round like a headless chicken.
Don't you mean headless turkey?
I've rushed back from the dairy to feed they birds. Then I'm supposed to be picking Poppy up from school later for our William. So you'll have to do the afternoon pellet feed yourself.
Yet consider it done.
And don't go getting distracted by some old rake or what have you, will you?
Won't, I promise. You can trust me. But honestly, Clary, I think this is going to be a goer. I got this sink. It's in mint condition. I've posted it online, and I reckon it's going to fly out.
A sink?
Oh, yeah. Proper big old style one. I reckon it'll be snapped up.
If you say so, Eddie. Right, you can finish off here then.
I'll be back over in a minute. Only I just want to give it a good polish. Make sure it's ready for collection.
You know what else needs to be ready for collection? These turkeys. Eddie, you can't afford to take your eye off the ball.
I haven't taken my eye off the ball.
Then why do I keep finding scraps of paper lying around with orders scribbled on them?
No, that's just when I've taken orders on the hoof.
Oh, so if I look in the order book, they'll all be written up in there, will they?
What order book?
The big red notebook I bought, remember? The one with turkey orders written on the front.
Oh, that one.
I said to you, We need to write down all the orders in there with names and contact details.
I will.
Yeah, but you need to do it as soon as they come in. Else you'll get distracted and forget.
I won't get distracted.
You already are. We don't want to end up running out of turkeys again, having to rush round buying in more to cover our orders.
We won't.
Eddie, just write them down.
I will. Oh, hang on. What's this? Oh, what did I tell you? There's a fella here interested in the sink. He's coming over to look at it now.
No?
Yeah, I better go and get it ready. Don't worry, I'll be back for the afternoon feed.
Well, we knew it was a long shot.
It was our only shot.
Not necessarily. We should speak to Harrison.
When I saw him earlier, his only advice was to report it to Action Fraud. He said it's really difficult even to get the listings removed.
So this could keep on happening?
Exactly.
It makes you wonder, how did they even come across our address? Did they just stick a pin in a map? Or did they choose us? And if they did, why did they?
It's chilling, isn't it? It's so frustrating. Despite my best efforts, I seem to have made precisely zero progress.
Well, maybe you should leave it to your guests to solve. I mean, you've gone above and beyond trying to sort it out. Letting them stay in your house. How long are you planning to put them up?
What happens in my house seems to be out of my hands.
How do you mean? If you want them to go, just tell them. None of this is your fault.
Well, try telling Kate that. She's the one who offered up my cottage without discussion. She doesn't even live there.
I can't imagine Kate's enjoying staying with Alistair and Jim.
She isn't staying with them. She's in the yurt, making a point.
Right.
The thing that gets me is that she doesn't even seem to think she's done anything wrong. But she's swanning around like Mother Teresa, basking in the glow of her own goodness. Sorry, Ruth, you don't want to hear this.
It's fine. I can see you're upset.
No, I'm not upset. I'm furious.
Are you sure about this?
Positive. It's the perfect solution. Oh, here's Ruth now. Look, go on. You go and get the kids sorted. I'll be over shortly with towels and bed linen.
Thanks so much, David.
Not at all. Any joy?
Nope.
No joy at all.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but I have had an idea that might help all of us.
Oh?
Not with the listings, I'm afraid, but with the immediate problem of our displaced visitors. The barn.
Our barn?
Mm-hmm. I'm not quite sure why, but Ellie is adamant that she can't go home. And she can't afford anywhere else to stay. So I thought the barn's just sitting there, warm and cosy, with bathroom facilities and plenty of space. All we need are a few camp beds.
We've a wedding on Saturday.
They'll be gone by then.
Where are we getting these camp beds?
Aha, Kate is sourcing some.
Of course.
She thinks it's a great idea. She's gone over to tell the couple staying at yours, Jacob, and they're up for it. They're moving over tomorrow once we got things sorted.
There you are, Jacob. You can have your bed back.
Oh, thank you, David. Thank you very much.
So what do you do? Spot fence.
You want to call phone?
Kind of.
Yeah. These are all part of the Caravan Annual production.
Yeah, that's the ball bar.
This one?
Yep, that's...
I mean, Hayley so wanted to be in their own place when their baby came. It's due in 2 months. Not much chance of that now.
No.
I mean, it would have been a stretch for them financially, mind, but I just wish there was something practical I could do to help them, Caroline.
I think The Archers has had this immense popularity over the years, basically because it has always very accurately reflected the reality of life and living in a rural community, whatever